All right, I'm looking forward to hearing some more news about if they're going to make any changes or what they learned from the Alpha Lab. Which, by the way, unfortunately, I didn't get a code for the Alpha Lab, but I do. Sorry, I was a little disappointed there, but I do have footage of me playing 2XKO, which I'm going to be uploading soon. So definitely go ahead and look out for that. I was playing with the devs and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. So that was really. I met them, talked to them. This was during Evo, and I have an hour worth of footage and learned a lot. I learned a lot in that time. I played for like an hour and a half, and then later I played for another 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So I didn't get a lot of time with it, but learned enough to know so far with the characters they have who I'm going to use first. But you'll see it in that video. But I'm looking forward to seeing what else they got to talk about with it. This is my most anticipated game. I don't know when it's coming out, and no, they did not tell me at Evo. I didn't ask them. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I did ask the one of the bosses there. I was like, what's one of the famous questions you get? He was like, when is the release date? I say, yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to ask that question. But this is a game I'm looking forward to. I am definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to more character reveals too. But let's see what we got.
What's up, everybody? I am Jules JP, the community manager of 2XKO, and we're joined by...
I'm Sean. I'm the game director.
Yeah, so we wanted to just talk to everybody because there's been a lot of really good feedback and discussion about 2XKO, the Alpha Lab, right?
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. I have my phone here because we have all of the notes and things we want to talk about. Yeah, this is very off the cuff, so let's go ahead and do it.
Cool.
Let's talk about all the highlights of Alpha Lab, all the good stuff going on.
First of all,
speaking of highlights, bro, shout out to Sonic Fox. I saw some of his highlights. He has 100%, 100% combos? Bro, that... I'm a fan of Sonic Fox. That dude's the GOAT, one of the greatest fighting game players of all time. He's really seeing what he did with the 100% combos is impressive. And I saw he won the tournament and stuff like the Alpha Lab tournament. Shout out to him. And I was able to meet him in Evo. But I have a whole video of my Evo experience. I'll show that. But it was cool. I met him. It was, nice guy. For the little bit I met, he was cool. Allowed me to take a picture and everything. But anyway, shout out to him. And, yeah, the combos he had, very impressive, bro. I'm excited for this game. Seeing stuff like that gets me excited. Never in my life have I done a 100% combo. Not that many games have that opportunity for you to do it. But I've never had that opportunity in my life to actually even try it. I look forward to it. But after seeing those videos that Sonic Fox did, I just want to sit in the lab and just try to get it once. I would love that. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Giving a ton of really cool clips. I've been seeing a lot of content, a lot of folks streaming, a lot of cool events, exhibitions, tournaments. And yeah, we've been seeing a lot of
speaking
love.
Of tournaments.
I've been really impressed at the duo play that I've been seeing.
Yeah, the duo's
people
been great.
pairing up, people onboarding their friends, some hilarious moments, some pop-offs. So yeah, it's been really, really cool to watch.
There's been a lot of discussion around it too, and all the feedback, which is what we really wanted to get from this.
Yep.
So a lot of it was around core gameplay. There's been discussions around how long the combos are, that there's touches of death, complexity, tutorial. What is your whole take on this? I know you made a blog post, but...
I think the first thing to know is that, we're sharing this very early, right? And a lot earlier than you typically would do. And I think the reason is we really wanted to see a lot of feedback so we could change it in time for release and just make it a better game. To that note though, we heard a lot of feedback that people were having a lot of fun with combos, but also that some of them, for some characters and some specific routes, either were actually too long or just felt too long. That's one of the
like
things
that
we wanna
100%,
address.
what I was just talking about.
Find that sweet spot where you're getting back to neutral and having fun there, but also you're rewarded for being able to practice and execute on some pretty cool stuff, not just by yourself, but often with a friend as well.
I believe you spoke to it in your blog about the tutorial, and that's one of the places where we definitely have plans.
Another great piece of feedback we heard from a lot of folks was, hey, they're like, this tutorial is pretty bare bones, and they've been actually giving us a lot of thoughts around things they want to see in it. Cool. I think just to kind of reiterate a couple of those, at a high level, folks wanted to see some combo trials with their champions. They wanted to see actual first level strategy with a character. Hey, if I try this character, what should I be doing, as opposed to, hey, I'm learning pulse in some of the basics. We also heard hey, I want to see more defensive mechanics shown right away so I can protect myself. And so these are all things we're considering and looking into and expect it to be a lot better in the next iteration.
I want to dig a little bit deeper into the touches of death and the overall complexity. What are the thoughts around that with the team?
We expected a lot of this. However, we wanted to see additional ways that people were digging into this. And what do I mean? What do I mean by that? Well, we just tuned the damage up. We want matches to go a little bit more quickly, be a little bit faster paced and a little bit more explosive. But also, when paired with, hey, 2 champions like hitting a single character, or some of our fuses like Double Down, which lets you combo super into super, or even
look at
Fury,
that, look at
which
the
lets
damage.
get a boost of extra damage when you're low on health. These are some of the things we expected to see. We definitely saw folks pushing on a lot of the outliers where they would use multiple Double Down super into supers in a combo, as well as like using multiple OTG like on the ground hits. And so it was great to see all this and hear feedback on it. Ultimately, just to underscore, we don't want the game to be about touch of deaths, right? We want them to exist if you spend a ton of resources and be rare.
To you about the overall complexity of the game. There's been a lot of discourse on both sides of people really loving how deep it is, and then other people feeling that it's too hard to get into. What is your take on it?
Yeah, so that's a great question.
Pulse
we
will help.
talked a little bit about the pulse fuse.
Yeah,
and how
see.
we want to just get people to find the fun right away, hit some buttons, and we're seeing a lot of that. I think there's a little more we could do there
Yeah,
as well.
don't let certain people make you feel bad for wanting to do pulse. That I played all different modes when I was at Evo, and you can still have fun playing pulse fuse. I mean, the ones who are complaining about it, look, if you can't handle somebody pressing a button to do a nice combo, then you're just, and I mean this all due respect, you're just not that good. Like, I hate when people complain that, like in Street Fighter, the modern controls, or what's the other one, Tekken with the specialty, but I forgot what it's called. They're complaining, it should be in the game, it's not fun. How? To you, it's not. Other people, they don't want to sit there and learn all the classic combos. They don't. Some just want to go in and have fun and do a combo and think it's cool by just pressing a few buttons, and that's fine. If you can't beat them, then that just means you're not that good. And that's fine too, just get better, but it's not their fault and it's not the company's fault for making it easier. But yeah, some people are saying that needs to not be in the game. They messed up the game by adding it. That is so untrue. No, the game is just not for those who want to take it so seriously to have every combo to be difficult to do. Some want the easy way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some just want to have fun. So yeah, if you're doing that, pulse, don't feel bad.
Onboarding and maybe
the ones who are crying about it, they're just not that good to
hey,
handle
like,
it.
If you want to graduate,
because I guarantee you, the ones who are good at it, who can handle it, are not complaining about no pulse. You don't hear anybody who's good at fighting games talking about that. They're not complaining about it. They're not asking for it to be taken away. It is not messing up the game. If anything, it's bringing more people to the game, which companies need for their stuff to succeed financially.
Into this like early player experience, check out this champion, see like how you can actually learn the routes from there. There's a lot of systems in this game. That's because we do want a deep game. We want like a crunchy, deep, like you can spend many hours in this game. And
Last
so
for years, right?
Yeah, and so like we also recognize like, there's an opportunity for players to say like, hey, cool, let me get in here, let me hit some buttons and have some fun. Have a really clear path to the next step, but you don't want people to be overwhelmed and see all that stuff right away. And so it's a fine line to ride, and it's something that we're working on right now.
Yeah, so that brings us into the next thing. Is
I saw this. That's
matchmaking
cool.
and netcode. I know there's been some Reddit threads.
The lobbies, I like how
there's
there's
no matchmaking, but I feel like there's things going on under the hood that might explain it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you select fight and you decide to invite a friend or not, you go into the lobby, under the hood, we're matching you up with folks of similar skill. We're also looking at a bunch of other considerations as well. We've definitely heard and seen a lot of feedback around folks getting matched with players in other regions with very high ping. And so this has been great because this has uncovered a lot more work we could do here. On top of that though, I just want to be really clear. When folks are like, hey, like the matchmaking's not working, there's a lot of things that could be at play. Like we've also seen folks using pulse fuse versus folks that aren't early on, and those matches feeling very lopsided. And so that's one thing. I'll allude a little bit to some features that we wanted to get in that we don't have yet. One of them is we want to be able to nudge you and give you a pop-up if your skill starts to deviate, whether you're getting too good for this current lobby, or you're falling a little bit behind, and say, hey, like, do you want to go to another lobby? And a pop-up will appear. You can hit yes, and it'll put you into a more appropriate skill lobby. We also are going to have a feature later where if you get really far beyond the bounds, it'll be like, hey, we want to get you in another lobby just to ensure that you have a better experience, and it will send you to a new one. But in absence of those, today, if you're playing in the Alpha Lab, if you feel like, oh man, I'm getting beat up a lot in here, like why is everybody a bunch of killers? Or hey, like this is getting a little bit too easy. Maybe your win streak's going too hot, too high in the sky. You can actually just leave the lobby and re-enter, and it will find you a more appropriate lobby. And so I strongly recommend that in the future. And then finally, like another thing that we're looking at is comeback potential. Matches can sometimes feel pretty lopsided. And so we're looking at Last Stand and seeing how well that's performing when it comes to comebacks and making the matches feel like you have a chance when you're down 1 champ versus 2. So that's a lot of feedback we heard as well, and we really appreciate it.
And I think too, with so many people coming in, it takes some time for that to kind of naturalize as well.
Absolutely.
So TLDR, hop back in if the lobby's too hard, exit out and hop back on. Cool. So to dig in a little bit more into the netcode, I've heard and seen reports of really good matchmaking and then sometimes not so great. What is going on there? Can you elaborate a little bit?
That's a great question. So first of all, that's one of the reasons we're doing this test. We're testing in a couple of regions just to see, how folks are getting routed and what kind of experience they're having. And so it's something we're looking into actually right now. I don't have a specific answer for you, but I would just want to say like, hey, if anybody's experiencing like really weird connections or like super high ping, continue to let us know, because that actually lets us like dig in even further. We just want to make a really good, clean experience. And so the more info we can get and feedback from folks, the better.
Oh, this one, peripherals. There's been a lot of peripheral issues, but I heard from Little Bird that there's something cooking, that this is on our radar, right?
Yeah. So first of all, we want to thank everybody for bearing with us on this. There's, we've seen a lot of pain around folks being like, hey, I can't get this peripheral to work, or hey, like it's holding up forever, like a phantom up direction, or any number of other issues. And so, yeah, this is something we're taking really seriously. Thanks to everybody that submitted tickets to player support, and please continue to do so, because that's helping us track everything, like what peripheral you're using, like where you're playing on PC or on console. And so all this information, we're collating it, and it's something that we're taking very seriously and going to address.
Yeah, one thing that I want to point out too, because you mentioned player support, they've been absolutely amazing. If you have any connection issues or if you're stuck on login,
I really wish I had an Alpha Lab code, bro.
We already had
I was so hurt because I had so much fun with this game at EVO. I wanted to play the Alpha so bad.
Just spread that word. So make sure to reach out to players.
I wanted to join. They had an Alpha Lab tournament. I wanted to join that. I really believe I could have held my own. I really believe. Could I beat Silent Fox? Who knows? I never count myself out. I'm a fan of Silent Fox, but I never count out the fact that I could win. Like I say, y'all see me playing for fun, but if I really locked down and took it seriously, which this is a game I know I will, obviously I have fun when I take it seriously, but you know what I mean when I say that. I really believe I can go far, and I would have loved to see how I would have done against him and other players who was in that tournament. I really wish I had a code. Y'all would have saw me record that.
Support. We'll put the link in the, bio. We'll figure that out. Now that we've talked about peripherals, can we talk about the control scheme? Because I've seen people discussing, I love it. I just can't get used to it. What is, like, as game director, what are you thinking when you see all of this?
Yeah, so we'll be the first to admit that we're trying something a little different. Having a special 1, a special 2 button, our light, medium, heavy, and then our team button, it's definitely a really different feel. We've heard a lot of mixed reviews. Folks that have never played fighting games, folks that have tried games, folks that go hardcore, even at pro level, give a lot of pros and cons, about our current setup. Yeah. And so, if you have thoughts, I'd ask folks to keep letting us know. It's something we're keeping an eye on and monitoring. And yeah, I just want to acknowledge that we've heard a lot of discussion about it, and we want to keep an eye on it. And one thing I wanted to ask is for folks that have thoughts, any kind of thoughts on their layout, we'd also love to hear what peripherals they're using, because that makes a big difference as well. We want to make sure the game feels good for your peripheral, no matter which one you're using, so let us know.
Another really big topic has been accessibility. I'm looking at your notes, and there's been really good notes from OGamer Sego, Aerial Combo, Blind Combat, and Kid Vision, who have been talking about it. Can you talk a little bit about the team's philosophy in regards to accessibility?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, a shout out to that group of folks and others who have hit us up about accessibility. We take accessibility very seriously. We want everybody to be able to enjoy 2XKO. And so we have some devs dedicated to this specifically. And I just want to call it, like, when the game comes out, it's going to be a bit bare bones in that regard. Yeah. However, we're going to continue to add features to that over time and make it better and better.
Overall, I'm very excited. I feel like the whole team's excited because this is working exactly how we wanted it to work, right? Like, this is Alpha Lab in all of its glory of us learning so much about the game.
I can't say this enough. I know sometimes it could be hard to get your thoughts out there, and I really appreciate everybody hitting me up directly with feedback, with thoughts, suggestions, hitting up the entire team really, whether it's content you're making, streams, literally comments on like a YouTube video, you know, subreddit, you name it. Like we're everywhere, and so, you know, please keep it coming.
What is your perspective of taking in feedback, and how do we actually parse through it to make our decisions?
We often say here, and you probably hear me say it, that we're very data informed, not data driven. So, you know, we're looking at the data, we're looking at the sentiment from players, we're looking at the player feedback, and we're playing the game, and we're watching and seeing what's happened across all skill levels. And we use all that together to make decisions, but we have a set of design goals and values for this product. And so we're gonna stick to those. However, you know, we're going to learn new information. We're going to evolve it over time. I want to be like crystal clear that like, hey, we're not designing by committee, excuse me, but we are building this with the players. And what that means is that we're listening and we're taking that into account. We're not afraid to evolve our thoughts and our baseline assumptions.
Yeah, from everything that I've heard from you in the past, you definitely want to keep the depth, but you still want to hear what everyone's experiencing so we can find new ways to address it, right?
You know, yeah, we agree. And so we're going to look into that stuff, you know, and a lot of times the feedback we get lines up with stuff we want to do anyway, which is my favorite.
I really
part.
hope they keep that going with listening to the
Sometimes
fans.
Not
saying they have to do everything
in those
they
cases,
say.
We dig deeper
but
and we talk through it and we
just
figure
keeping
out,
an ear
you know,
open.
what's really going on.
The other thing that I've been saying
But after meeting them at EVO, they really seem like they're paying attention. They really does. They obviously have their vision, and which I respect. You want to follow your vision, but they are not stubborn to where they're not keeping an ear out. Even them asking me after I put my time in, they was wondering what do I think, what could be fixed, what could stay, what could be elevated, what could decrease a little bit, and I respect that. And they, not just to me, but to other people as well. And yeah, hearing them here and other times in videos to hear how they listen to player feedback. It's going to help a lot when it comes to having a great relationship in this community, because that's something a lot of games fail in.
I've still seen fan art contests. A lot of people want to get in. So if they didn't get in this Alpha Lab, when is the next time that they're going to get a shot? When's the next?
Hopefully, I get the next
Great question. So as you would expect, like we're getting a ton of feedback, and there's actually a lot of stuff we want to change in order to improve the game. So there's going to be some time. You know, we need a little bit of heads down time to get this stuff in and also test it. You know, but boy, we've heard a lot of folks that are like, hey, like, is there another wave coming? Can I get in? So yeah. What if we just let some more folks in tomorrow?
Let's do it. Can we just do it?
Yeah, I mean, can I do this? Can we do this? Is it?
This video's a little older, so that passed already.
I'm saying yes. So we're gonna let folks
6
know
days
this
ago.
will be the last wave.
I missed it.
You know, there's not a lot of time left in Alpha Lab, but yeah, we heard y'all. You know, many more people want to play, so why not? So be on the lookout for another wave.
Well, I appreciate it. Everybody, remember to fill out your survey at the end of Alpha Lab, and we are still going to continue to monitor.
All right. Well, yeah, this is still my the game I'm looking forward to. Obviously, there's no date, and the director was talking about how it's real early right now, so it probably won't be out. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong, but from how he sounded, it probably won't be out till like later next year. But who knows? It could be a surprise. It's like, you know what? This Christmas, the release day of 2SKO, bro, that would be sick. If they just randomly said, Merry Christmas, we're releasing 2SKO, y'all already have my respect, but y'all gonna make a lot of fans happy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Look out for my videos. I am gonna post my time playing with the game. But yeah, I might make it one video or two. We'll see. Because I have like 2 hours, I think, of video footage. We'll see. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Maybe next time I'll be able to join the Alpha Lab or something. But anyway, thank y'all so much. I'll check y'all later. See ya.